Dyslexic genius here. What I'm going to talk about, why does a reproducer have distortion when you're playing it? And there's a few things about that. One, it could be the needle bar here. So we'll start where it's attached. You see they've waxed this in right here, right? And down here you can see on the other side they waxed the side. But they didn't wax it down on the mica right here. That's where the wax has to go. The wax, you can put some up here, but when you wax them in, this right here has to be waxed in. And then the other thing is,
So that's one possible source of
distortion. And the other possible source of distortion is the screw that's down in that hole right there. Is that tight enough? Okay. So if we have the mica, and then we have the screw coming in, and this isn't tight to the mica, and we haven't waxed it well, the mica is going to be jumping in there. The vibration of the mica is going to move. Then the other problem is, since we're on this area of the reproducer, is the mica. Now, if you look at it closely, you'll see it's really scratched up, but right there is a bubble, and I'll do a drop test on it.
Now, I do see all those scratches.
Yeah, all the scratches. And that could cause it also, but also we have this bubble. I'll do a drop test on it. Then we come down and we have the springs that attach. And these springs are tight, which is good. But then the needle bar, the little thumb screw right here. So when that screws in, the needle goes into there. But this one is really, you can see between my big fat finger.
Is it too small?
It's too small. It's really wiggling.
Yeah.
And what I've done is test it. So when you screw it in to say like a loud tone spear point, it has a tendency, it looks good, but it'll tighten up, and we can see that it's pretty straight coming out of the needle bar. And you see how it has just a little bit of a tilt angle in here? So if you put a soft tone needle in, it will really tilt that needle. So we understand now that we could have a problem here from not a tight enough screw or the waxing, or the needle bar, or this right here, the thumb screw.
Well, what about the thumb screw? Is the thumb screw too small? Too skinny?
Too skinny and loose.
Okay, so how do you fix that? Fatter thumb screw?
Fatter thumb screw. So what we'll have to do, thumb screws come in different thicknesses. So we have this, which is very thin, but then you take out a Columbia, and we can see the shaft size is a little bit bigger. So what that entails on a reproducer is, we have the triangle piece here so we can put in bamboo needles. If the little one comes in and hits the needle, it's going to cock it off because the tip of this right here hits the needle. So if we have a little bit bigger thumb screw, I'm talking about the shaft and the threads, it's not going to get in here, wobble around, and then kick over like this. It'll bend the needle in a different direction. So what we're going to do, I'll take it apart, do a drop test on the mica. I'm probably going to change the mica out, and then I'm going to retap and go to a bigger one.
Bigger thumb screw.
A bigger thumb screw. So I'll retap this to a bigger thumb screw. I might use a Columbia or a Victor thumb screw.
Then re-wax?
And re-wax and put everything back together. But this is one reason your reproducer will have a little distortion. You'll get this little funny sound. I'm thinking it's coming out of the mica and the thumb screw. And I'll take all this apart and then I'll check it all out and see how it goes. Also, when you have your reproducer, this sounds good, listen. But there's a little bit of a dullness in that. It should have a little bit sharper sound. That one's dead because the gaskets are bad. But we'll do all this work. But this is a thing about distortion on your reproducer, and that's my tip for the day.